morning. Dan from Lord Fairfax Preparedness. Just wanted to talk a little bit about vehicle preparedness. Obviously, I'm in my vehicle again. I'm just remembering as we're going into winter, about 12 years ago, 2 years ago, 2022, 23, there was a big snowstorm that came across the East Coast. Got all kinds of, dropped all kinds of snow. And there were a couple of hundred people that got stuck in their cars on Interstate 95 through Richmond, Fredericksburg area into Prince William County. Several miles of 95. And there were all kinds of course, state of emergency and all that. But there were people stuck in their cars for a couple of days. And obviously, you guys know I'm not throwing a bunch of videos out there where like, this is what you should put in your car. There's already videos on YouTube and other channels that do that. I might do that specifically for Rumble, but for my YouTube folks, there's already videos out there for channels that do that. I'm not going to do that. Not yet, anyway. But there's already channels that do that. Look them up. Look up Car Kit, Suits, Survival Preparedness, Mike Glover, field crafted preparedness. Like there's a whole bunch of channels out there that do that. Bear independent. So the idea of being prepared in your car, obviously you should have some sort of emergency kit, right? Seatbelt cutter, glass breaker, in case you get, car accident, or hey, maybe a set of jumper cables, some fix-a-flat, have a skill set to be able to change your tire in case you need to, right? Get a good jack and a good tire iron. Learn how to change a tire if you don't know. But one of the things too is, going into winter is keeping maybe throw a sleeping bag in your car. Throw a couple of blankets. Wool blankets are best, but if you just have some, spare blankets laying around that you don't need for your house, throw them in your car. Put them in a bag. Put them in a duffel bag. Stick them in the back of your car with a knit cap and some gloves in case you get stuck in your car. One of the things they did in Prince William County around Quantico Fire Rescue and Prince William County Fire Rescue went out to the highway and we're handing out hospital blankets from their ambulances so that people could stay warm. You know, maybe it's something to think about. If you live in a place where it snows, maybe it's something to think about. Throw in a couple of Mountain House meals and a bottle of water into your car with, in a duffel bag with a blanket, a knit cap, and some gloves. Just a thought. And I know at some point, as my channel grows, I'm going to get a comment on this video that's going to say, well, you can't, what if you can't heat up water if you don't have anything to cook in? You're right. Mountain House meals or freeze-dried meals can be eaten cold too. They're not real great cold, but it can be done. Food's already been cooked. The idea of heating up water is to heat up the food as well. It's already been cooked. If you don't like that, if you don't like that idea, you can throw in some MREs. There you go. MREs can be eaten cold. Or don't throw a Mountain House meal or MRE in. Just get some granola bars or something. Like, it doesn't have to be something crazy. Throw some Cliff Bars in a bag. Do that thing. But have a plan, obviously. Nobody wants to be stuck in their car, but if you're in an area where you do a lot of driving and you get snow, you should probably have an idea of places that you could stay, hotels, motels, friends, whatever, and have a plan in case you get stuck in your car, like a duffel bag with blankets, knit caps, gloves, warm socks, change of clothes maybe, and some Cliff Bars and some water, or an MRE or something. Again, I'm trying to be practical. This isn't. I'm not trying to be an end of the world channel. I'm trying to be practical. And there's a lot of other channels that are saying the same stuff. Like, this is not new. This is not new material. I'm not the only one saying it. But the idea is, the more people that are saying it, hopefully you'll hear it. Hopefully you'll see my channel or another channel and make a plan. Have a plan. Make a plan. Get a go bag. Be ready for any emergency. There's not sure who said it, but there's a saying that if you prepare for the end of the world and nothing happens, you've lost nothing. Same's true if you prepare for daily emergencies. Over time, you'll be prepared for a big emergency. if something should happen. Winter is upon us, so be ready. And there's ways to do that. I don't do a lot of driving like I did, 5 or 10 years ago. I have a 20-minute commute to work instead of a 2-hour commute to work. So, and that's by design. But that being said, I still have stuff in my car so I don't get stuck. Or if I do get stuck, I have stuff to be ready. Right? A hoodie, an extra hoodie, a knit cap, some gloves, a couple of blankets, some food. I'm not opposed to eating Mountain House meals cold. So that's what I have. My everyday carry bag has clean canteen 40 ounce with water in it. It's right down here on the floorboard next to my on my passenger seat. So I've got stuff that I can have ready. I also have a plan. Sustainability is a key to survival. I don't live that far from where I currently work. I could probably walk home if I had to. But in the extended survivability, people who leave their cars in cold weather conditions don't typically survive because they get caught out in exposure. Again, have a plan. I also live in an area where when it does snow, it's sometimes a doozy. If we get snow, it doesn't always. But 3 out of my 4 vehicles are 4-wheel drive. Also a thing. So getting stuck is a little less of a hazard. Just my thoughts this morning. Take them as you wish. Again, I want you guys to be ready for those everyday things. Hopefully nothing happens to you or your family. But be ready. Be prepared. Check out ready.gov. There's a lot of people out there that are with a lot of the stuff that's been going on that went on 4 years ago over the pandemic and all of that there's less trust of the government. But if the federal government is telling you to be prepared for emergencies, you might want to take that into consideration. I would certainly plan for longer than 72 hours. because, again, I mentioned in one of my previous videos, help from the federal government for Hurricane Katrina took longer than 72 hours to get to New Orleans. Help for those affected by Hurricane Andrew took longer than 72 hours to take effect. Those affected by Hurricane Helene, most recently here in 2024, took longer than 72 hours. You should probably consider having stuff ready for longer than 72 hours. But you should definitely have stuff ready. Stay prepared. See you on the next one.